In 1972, during the turbulent years of the Vietnam War, a young American soldier named Michael was stationed in the South. On rare evenings when he had time off, he would visit a small roadside cafe to listen to music. That was where he met Thu Ha, an 18-year-old girl with a radiant smile and gentle eyes. Ha worked there to help her family. Amidst the bustling crowd, their eyes met, and from that moment on, something tender began to blossom. Though they came from two very different worlds, their bond grew quickly. Every weekend, Michael would find a way to see Ha. They strolled through the market, sat by the river, and shared their simple dreams for the future. To Michael, Ha's flowing hair and soft voice became unforgettable. To Ha, the sincerity in Michael's gaze and the quiet sadness in his eyes made her trust him completely, giving him her first love. But war does not leave room for promises. In September of that year, Michael received orders to return to the United States. Before parting, they bought a small box and 60 envelopes. Michael promised, "When I receive your 60th letter, I will come back to find you." With tears streaming down her face, Ha agreed. Over the next 4 months, she faithfully wrote every letter, yet Michael never returned. Ha continued writing for years, but war disrupted everything. The postal system collapsed and many letters were lost. By 1975, their connection was completely severed. Ha's family never spoke of it again, and she carried her pain in silence. Michael, back in the US, learned that many of her letters never reached him. He tried to move on, even married and later divorced, but Ha's image never faded from his heart. For decades, Michael held on to the hope that Ha was still alive. In the early 2000s, with the rise of the internet, he began searching again. He asked friends for help, even hired investigators, but every lead turned cold. Time passed. He turned 60, then 70, yet the name Thu Ha still echoed in his thoughts. Then in 2020, fate intervened. A friend in Ho Chi Minh City, touched by Michael's story, shared his old photos online. Incredibly, within a single day, a neighbor recognized the young woman in the photo. It was Ha, now in her 60s, running a small noodle shop in central Vietnam. When Michael and Ha finally spoke on the phone, both of them trembled. After just a few words, memories of youth came rushing back. Ha, who had not spoken English for years, began relearning the language just to talk to him. They quickly rekindled their bond, calling each other daily as though trying to make up for half a century of silence. In March 2021, Michael traveled back to Vietnam. At Da Nang Airport, Ha stood waiting in a lavender ao dai, her heart pounding with both excitement and fear. When Michael appeared, holding a bouquet of roses, his hair now silver, she broke down in tears. They embraced tightly in front of the crowd, their tears carrying decades of longing, sorrow, and joy. Since that reunion, their love story has inspired many. Michael often helps Ha at her noodle shop, though clumsy and still struggling with Vietnamese words. Neighbors stop by not only for the food, but to witness the sight of two elderly souls holding hands, their eyes shining as brightly as in their youth. At night, they sit together looking through faded photographs and the few surviving envelopes. Michael whispers, "I only want more time with you. The past is gone, but the present is our greatest gift." Ha, her eyes glistening, replies, "Half a century of waiting was worth it, because in the end, we found each other again." The future remains uncertain. Michael may one day return to America, while Ha will likely stay close to her family in Vietnam. But for them, the present moment matters most. The love story once interrupted by war is now continuing, written with faith, tenderness, and hope. And so, amidst the chaos of life, Michael and Ha's story stands as proof that true love may be separated by time, but it can never be erased.